You guys showed so much love to the Liverpool women's rebuild just a few months ago, and so we're going to go back to the women's game and take on the hardest challenge that's available right now. So today we'll be taking on the challenge of rebuilding the worst club in the women's game as we try to take them to European champions. And so this is the squad that we've acquired, and I'm going to try and move them into a 3-4-2-1. This is a really poor squad, 60 rated all round, 1-star goalkeeper and 1-star striker. Really, this is going to be a really difficult season. So we had to jump into the market to try and rectify the situation. We did sell Felicia Strasser, she went out for 20k to Leipzig. Emily Reska has left for 16k and gone to Guingamp, and then Lisa Gora has left to Saint Etienne in a £19,000 deal. So that is all our transfers out this summer. And then we picked up two new signings. So Lily Johannes comes in from Ajax, £38,000 she cost. She's going to be our new star central midfielder. And then Sydney Scherten-Lieb comes in from Barcelona, a 50k deal for the Swiss centre attacker midfielder. These two both seriously strengthen us, and now we're ready for this season. And so this is the team for season 1. Bergholz, Scherten-Lieb, Johannes and Janning are still our star players, but hopefully they can grow throughout the year. This squad is quite young, so there's a lot of potential to be harnessed. And so with the squad formed, we jump straight into the season, and the first thing we always do is go through the Ballon d'Or. Graham Hansen ended up taking it home this year. The winger for Barcelona dominated football, and she now is crowned as the best player in football. But as we jump back into the season, I can't believe it, but for some reason the game has put us in the Champions League, but we didn't quite make it through. We did push it all the way. We drew on points with City, 8 points in the end. It just wasn't enough. We won't be going into the knockout stages of the Champions League this season. Now, although we are out of the Champions League, two of our players have really stood out. Melina Reuter and Luca Emily Bergholz both picked up 3 goals apiece. They've done really well for us in this campaign. Sadly, because we're out, we won't see any more from those, but both of them can really walk out of here with their heads held high. And so there was no money in the budget, so we have gone straight back into the season. There's no transfers in the January window. This is the squad we'll be working with. Can it be enough? Can we fight our way and survive the Frauen Bundesliga? Let's jump into it and let's see. And so we've jumped forward to the end of the season, and that squad that we've assembled was enough. We finished in 8th. We've actually done a lot better than I expected. In theory, in the Frauen Bundesliga, the bottom 2 go down. So it's really nice to see that we would have avoided relegation, and now it's the time to go and build on that, turn this team into something really special, and try to start making our team more Champions League worthy, as that will be the inevitable goal. And when you look at the team, you can see why we've done pretty well. There aren't as many games, so I don't expect the contributions to be massive, but Bergholz with 13 goals, Woodman picks up 15 contributions and 8 contributions for Reuter. There have been some real standouts this season. I'm really happy with this, and as we add more quality to the team, we should see a serious upgrade to these stats. Now, although we've overachieved this season, there is still a major gap to those top players. I mean, Julie Brandt picked up 17 goals this year. She took away the golden boot. I'd love to have someone that's putting out that sort of output. The top assist award was shared between Laura Viersinger, Julie Brandt, and Cornelia Kramer. They picked up 6 assists apiece. Again, if we can have a top assist leader like that, our team will really be transformed. But what we can see is our goalkeeper, Jasmine Janning, has picked up 5 clean sheets. It's not the Golden Glove, but still a major reason for our success this season. The Golden Glove does go to Mel Fromm's, 8 clean sheets. Hopefully, Janning can start to take that over soon. But the final thing to do is look at all the competitions. Now, Wolfsburg actually took away the Frauen Bundesliga this year. 48 points, just about pipping Bayern Munich. That is a really big title win. I wonder how long it'll be until we're in that sort of conversation. And then the only other competition in these women's saves is the Women's Champions League. That went to Lyon. They beat Chelsea 3-0. That is a serious statement. They might be the team to beat. But that is the end of season 1. We've really put our foot down, overachieved this season, but there is a long way to go. We've got some serious improvements to make, and there are some massive teams we have to topple. How do we do though? Let's jump into season 2 and see what we can do. Now for season 2, we really didn't have a lot of money, but we used it really well. We brought in 2 new signings. So Tarciane comes in from Lyon, £40,000, and Mamert goes the other way. That is a good enough deal for me, and I'm glad we could get it over the line. And then Kaja Korosek comes in as a free agent signing, 76 rated, really strengthens us. These two are going to really bulk up the squad. And so this is the squad for season 2. Bergholz has really jumped up. The 2 new signings really strengthen us, and we are growing slowly. We're going to try and sign some more coaches when we get a bit more money to really boost that progress. But for now, this is fantastic, and hopefully we can have an even better season than last year. Now, Graham Hansen has gone back-to-back in the Ballon d'Or. 2025 goes to the Norwegian again. She is dominating football right now, and she is going to be a really tough player to topple off this pedestal. Now, because there is no Champions League, we're going to check in with the league table at the halfway stage, and we're about on par with where we were last year. We're halfway through at 8th place. I'm pretty happy with that. That next step though, beating teams like Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, Leipzig, is going to be really difficult. So hopefully we have it in us to take that next step this season. And so far, I mean, one player that has really stepped up, Luca Emily Bergholz, has picked up 7 goals. It's one of the current leader. This has been an unbelievable season for her. Hopefully she can keep it up. And so that means we've come up to January and we have no money in the bank. That means we won't be participating in the January transfer window. This is the team we'll be rocking for the second half of the season. Hopefully it is enough to really go and make a splash. Can we make sure that there's a visible progress from last season and finish in 7th or higher? And so the answer to that one is sadly no. We finish in 8th for a second consecutive season, still 6 points adrift from 7th. This is a really difficult situation to be in. We're going to have to go really hard in the transfer market next season to try and bridge that gap. And when you look at the squad, we have been massively led by Bergholz, now 76 rated, 17 goals and 2 assists this year. Korosek done pretty well in a debut season with 5 and 1, but we have struggled for a little bit of output. We need those 10s and those wingers to get involved a bit more and really create some huge chances for us. And that goal output from Bergholz was enough to take away the golden boot. 15 goals this season is crazy. What an output from her. She's had an unbelievable year, and it was even enough to go and win the Player of the Season award. She has smashed it this year. We have a real player on our hands. This year, the top assist award was shared between Katarina Gori and Nina Lusen, 7 assists apiece. They have smashed it this season. And then the Golden Glove goes to Lea Polic. 8 clean sheets for Frankfurt, really has dominated this year. We don't see our keeper on there this season, dropped off a little bit. Do we need to look at an upgrade? We'll definitely look into that. But the final thing to do is look at the competition winners. Bayern Munich took away the Frauen Bundesliga by 1 point. They picked Frankfurt in the end. They are the champions. They've absolutely smashed it. I wonder how many seasons it will be until we're up there challenging. And then in the Champions League, Barcelona toppled Chelsea. This is 2 years in a row that Chelsea have made the final, but been unable to take home the trophy. This is crazy. Lyon, nowhere to be seen though. And so that marks the end of season 2. We haven't been able to bridge that gap, but once again, we're finished in 8th 2 seasons in a row. It's not really good enough, but we know we're making progress. The team is improving, so we just need to keep taking those baby steps, and soon enough, we'll be challenging near the top of the table. Hello and welcome to season 3, and it's pretty simple. This season, 2 in and 2 out in the window. Firstly, going out. Hannah Lehmann has left for 18,000 to Stade Reims, and then Anja Heuschekel leaves to Sevilla for 41,000. That frees up 2 spots for us to go and get some upgrades. So then we brought in Momoko Tanikawa, a free agent deal for a really talented centre attacker midfielder. And then we bring in a centre back from Chelsea. This was a £75,000 deal, bringing in Melise Mpom. She will strengthen the defence massively, and that concludes our transfers for the summer. And so going into season 3, this is the team. At some point I would really like to upgrade the wings, but for now it's not a priority. But the spine of this team looks so much stronger now, and I'm really ready to go into the season. Hopefully there's some good things in store. And then when it comes to the Ballon d'Or, Graham Hansen has won it again. 2026 goes to her. She is the best player in the world for 3 years running now. She is dominating football. Can anybody topple her? But as we return to our season, we have finally made progress. We're now up to 6th at the halfway stage. We haven't really been higher than 8th, but now we are up there and we're actually currently beating Bayern Munich. This start of the season has been unbelievable, and this squad is really coming together. And it is once again Bergholz that's carrying us. 6 goals already, 2nd in the league leader list. Schuler is the only one ahead of her, but she continues to dominate. She is becoming a really decent striker for us. But where we don't have money to go into the January window, we did have some free wages to go and spend on coaches. So here we are, we've assembled our first real coaching team. We'll continue to add to this and strengthen it, but for now, this will still make a massive difference. So with the team really pushed forward, the coaching team in place, we have really stepped it up this season. 35 points, we finish in 5th. We are actually only 13 points off top. This has been an unbelievable season. What a step up we've had. And it looks like Tanikawa has been a great addition. Schertenleb's done pretty well with 6 assists. Woodman, but also Bergholz with 16 goals again. This team has performed really well this season, and I definitely see a step up from last year. But then when you jump into it to see how our players performed against the best of the best in the league, Bergholz finished 4th in the top scorers list with 12. It's still a major contribution this year, but it was Saar and Schuler who shared the golden boot. They picked up 14 goals apiece. Leah Schuler and Giovanna Hoffmann really stepped up for the top assist award, 8 assists apiece. They really smashed it. Momoko Tanikawa done pretty well though, finishing in 4th with 5 assists. And then the golden glove goes to Meta Fuchs, 7 clean sheets. Our player Yasmin Yanning is in there with 3 this season, back in the top 5. But still a long way to go to be a top-class goalkeeper. But the final thing to do this season is look at the Champions League winner. We've seen who won the Frauen Bundesliga, but the Champions League goes to Barcelona. They stopped Wolfsburg for completing a double, 3-1 to the Spanish side. They seem to be the ones that are dominating football right now. They're going to be the ones to topple by the end of this. So if we want to have any chance of taking on the biggest teams in Europe, we have to continue this journey. We have sold 2 players. Josephine Bonsu's gone out for 16,000, and then Bente Fischer has left as well for 18,000. And then we've brought in 2 new wide midfielders. So Loreen Bender comes in for 43,000, a young talented winger who will be our new right midfielder. And then Sarah Ortega comes in from West Ham, £80,000 she costs, becoming one of our best players we have available, and we're going to convert her to a left midfielder to strengthen our side. Finally, we have added Naomi Williams as a rotational goalkeeper. She was just a free agent, bulks up the team as one of our goalkeepers has retired last summer. And so this is now our team, so much stronger, and where the players are low rated, they're generally really good talents. The team looks so much more competitive, and hopefully now we're getting even closer to qualifying for Champions League football. That is the next goal. Is it possible this season? And as we move into season 4, we have a new Ballon d'Or winner. Pina has picked it up. The best player in the world has shifted. Graham Hansen no longer dominates football. Pina is the best player in the world. But when it comes to us, we have smashed it. We're currently 2nd in the league. We're 4 points back from Wolfsburg. We're beating Bayern just. We are doing so well this season. This squad is really doing something special right now. And Luca Emily Bergholz is the reason why. Far and clear the best player in the league right now. 11 goals in 11 games. She is smashing it. What a striker we're turning her into. She has been unbelievable for us. But what a first half of the season it's been. We've been in unbelievable form. We're in a great spot, and as long as we don't slip up, we'll have at least Champions League football next season. Can we hold on to this? Let's jump to the end of the season and find out. And this has been an incredible jump forward from last season. Here we are now in third. We're really breaking the mold in the Frauen Bundesliga. Only 4 points off winning the title. We're not far off from challenging next season. Hopefully it's possible. But for now, what a year. And I believe this is Champions League football. And when you look at the squad hub, it paints a pretty impressive picture. Bergholz, Ortega, Schertenlieb all smashed it. Korasek's done well with 7 contributions. Tanakawa's picked up 9. This team is unbelievable. I'm so happy with how well they're doing. Hopefully, we can take this to an even higher level next season. But after an impressive season, I always love looking at the stats. And Alexia Putellas, Sarah Hansen, and then our striker, Luca Emily Bergholz, pick up 13 goals, so they share the golden boot. What a season. I can't believe how good Bergholz has become. Now for the top assist leader, Sarah Hansen has done it as well. 7 this season for Bayern Munich. What a player she is. Unbelievable. 7 and 22. That's a great output. And then when it comes to the Golden Glove, Nan Clares and Fisker Strand pick up 6 clean sheets apiece to take away the Golden Glove as a shared prize. Yasmin Yanning is just behind with 5. Still an impressive campaign though. But the final thing to look at for this season is the Champions League, and this year it goes to Barca. There's a new team in the final in Paris Saint-Germain, but Barca's still holding strong, dominating football, and they are European champions for this season. So when it comes to season 5, it's 2 in and 2 out in this window. Isabella Yaran leaves for 18,000 euros and Yasmin Yanning leaves for 100,000 euros, and we've dipped into the free market to try and strengthen our squad because we are saving for something big, and that'll come in the next couple of seasons. So Emily Reska comes in as a free agent to cover our centre attacker mid-roll on the bench, bringing her back as we actually sold her early in the save. And Ena Mamutovic comes in for a free agent goalkeeper, 83 rated, really strengthens us. She is a great addition. And so this is the team for season 5, and it is stacked. The team is growing really well. The players are filling in the positions brilliantly. I am very happy with all this. So let's jump into this season and see what we can do. And so with the squad sorted, we jump into the season, and the Ballon d'Or for 2028 goes to Lavoie. She smashes it this year, taking over from Graham Hansen, Pina. This is a new face. What an interesting twist. But here we are, back to ourselves, and at the halfway stage, we're not doing so good. 19 points currently in 4th. We're up there, we're challenging, but we should be much higher than this. And Leipzig and Freiburg have come out of nowhere. They should not be doing that to us right now. But in the Champions League, things are going a little better. We've taken down PSG, Everton and Munich, and we smashed it, topping the group with 13 points. This has been an unbelievable first half of the season. And now one of our central midfielders, Gentile, wants out, and she is coming to the end of her contract, so I wanted to bring someone in early to make sure we were sorted. Schatzer comes in at 75 rated, will be our new rotational central midfielder. A great addition, and she's going to be perfect for us going forward at 23 years of age. And so this is the squad. It's looking stacked. I'm really happy with how it's coming together. A lot of 80 rated players all round. I am very happy with this. Let's jump into the second half of the season and see what we can do. Now in the knockouts of the Champions League, we did actually ease our way through past Slavia Praha in the first knockout round, but we found ourselves up against Barcelona in the semi-finals, and we fall just short. 2-1 in the second leg just wasn't quite enough. Maybe next year we're still pushing towards being a top talent of football. And with that, we jump forward to the end of the season. The Champions League didn't go the way we wanted, and neither did the league. 10 points off top. RB Leipzig take it home. We do come in second, so it'll be another season of Champions League ahead of us, but still a lot of work to do. Hopefully, we can really go for it next year. Some big signings are surely on the way. And when we look at the squad, we have a new goal leader. Ortega picked up 18 from left mid. An unbelievable season. 4 assists as well. Bergholtz picked up 10 and 3. Anakawa with 7 and 2, Schertenlieb with 5 and 8, and a lot of players contributed. It's been a great season, and we can see how we finished second this season. And I mean, Ortega done so well against the rest of the competition in the league. 15 goals. She finishes with the golden boot. What a season that is. The top assist award went to Kadawaki. None of our players featured in this list. Hopefully we can have someone really contributing next season, someone providing the goals for our star talent. But this year, we fell off in this department. And then the golden glove goes to Yamashita for Leipzig. 7 clean sheets. Mamutovic wasn't far behind with 6. Still a great season. But next year, we need this to be all across the board. Zeiss Jena. That is it. Let's go for it next year. Unbelievable season though, still very happy. And there is one more thing to look at to wrap up the season. The Champions League winner this year, it was Lyon. 2-1 versus Barcelona in the final. An incredible outcome. We have to topple both of these two next year if we want to bring home this incredible trophy. And so here we are at the summer of season 6. A big season ahead of us. A big transfer window here. So Anika Metzner has gone out for 18,000. Leonie Creel has left for 18,000 as well. Anna Magrath leaves for 33,000. Jenny Bayer leaves for 37,000. And then a big outgoing in Kaya Korosek. She goes out for £450,000 as she transfers to Chelsea, leaving a big gap in our midfield. We then picked up some big additions. So Naomi Mouchon comes in as a free agent to be our backup striker. Tanya Pavelek comes in as a free agent, a bit aging, but will really bolster up our midfield. Naomi Germer comes in, a free agent as well, a really big centre-back. She comes in as well as a free agent. And then there are 2 mega signings. Hannah Bennison comes in from Atletico Madrid. It's a £300,000 deal for the central midfielder. And then we've gone and dipped into the Atletico Madrid team again. 350,000 this time, and this time it's Trinity Rodman, an absolute star, 90 rated on the right mid. That is a serious addition, and now that completes our transfer window for this summer. And so this is the team for the next season. It looks unbelievable. Serious step forward this year. Bergholtz is smashing it. Our 2 number 10s are slowly growing, but Rodman, Pavelek and Bennison in there, as well as Germer. We are ready for the season, and I think we're Champions League ready. Now, before we get into our season and how we've got on, Lavoie has gone and won the Ballon d'Or for 2029, gone back-to-back this time round. She is dominating football, and right now, she is once again the best player in the world. And so here we are at the halfway stage, and after 11 games, we're in second. We just can't seem to hold our own at the top. We have dropped off Freiburg and Leipzig, but it's Wolfsburg that have bounced back, and they lead the league here with 24 points. A lot of work to do in the second half of the season. Can we bring home that league title and Champions League that we so need to finish this save? And our players in 6th and 7th, Luca Emily Bergholtz and Trinity Rodman, have both picked up 5 goals. They're our top scorers so far. They are keeping us up there, and I love to see that the goals are being shared and we're not relying on one singular player. And when it comes to the Champions League, we've absolutely smashed it. Top the group, 12 goals, but only 5 conceded, 13 points. And we've dropped Arsenal out already, the current holders in real life. We are dominating, and this team has really turned into something special. So continuing on with the Champions League, in the quarterfinals we came up against Real Madrid and we actually dispatched them 5-2 on aggregate. A really dominant performance over both legs. Very happy with that, and that meant that we pushed on into the semi-finals where we faced Lyon. From there we had a big task to overturn of a 1-0 deficit after the first leg, but a 4-2 win in the second leg secured us a place in the final. And on this occasion, we'll be playing Paris FC to take home the biggest trophy in Europe. And so it all comes down to this, the top two. It's between us and Wolfsburg, who has come out as the champion this season. And it is us. We've pipped them to it, 2 points clear. We stayed true in the second half of the season, take home the title. And that's trophy number 1 of the 2 we need to go and complete this save. That is unbelievable. What a turnaround in the second half of the season. And I mean, look here, so many top contributors, 29 goals for Bergholz, big 18 and 11 for Rodman. Ortega really chipped in. Tanakawa done unbelievably. Certainly, Benison, they've all done it. What an unbelievable year. We have been an absolute machine in the attacking third. Can we continue that on though in our final game in the Champions League? But before we jump into that, let's look at how our top players have performed. Luca Emily Bergholz takes away the golden boot, but shared with Delfina Berger. 18 goals for both of them. They've had incredible seasons. The top assist award goes to Trinity Rodman. She's been unbelievable. 11 goals, but also 9 assists. Absolutely smashed it. 3 clear of anyone else. What a signing she's been. Worth every penny. And then the golden glove has gone to Mamutovic. She's picked up 7 clean sheets, finally taken home that trophy. It has taken some time, but I'm so glad we've got there. We are really dominating across the board. That's what we said at the end of last season is what we needed, and we've done it. And now you can see why we've gone all the way and picked up the league title this season. But all of that only really matters if we can do it on the biggest stage. We've got the Champions League up against Paris FC now. Can we get the job done and bring home the biggest trophy in Europe? Looks for that outrageous switch, finds it to Schertenlieb, who finds it to Trinity Rodman. Good strike, good save. I mean, we have height in the box. We might as well try and use it with Bergholz. She can't get to the seconds. Here's Rodman. Schertenlieb sees a ball. Bergholz, is she released? Bergholz is released, and she scores to take the lead. 1-0 in the 38th minute. Brilliant ball from Schertenlieb. And now we are in a position where we can hold on for the lead. Can we bring home this Champions League? Finds it through somehow, but unbelievable. That tackle has saved us. What a stop that is. Brilliant play. Looks for the clip. It's not going to find her. It's a really poor ball. But the battle, the heart and soul wins it back. Rodman finds Schertenlieb, who could get a strike off. That's a really poor finish. There's a little bit of a sighter for a player running through. Can Schertenlieb win it? Not quite, but it does fall to Rodman. She releases it out to Benison, who goes for a strike. It's straight down the throat. It's the 89th minute. Get it forward. Get it away from our goal. That's a terrible challenge. Just 2 minutes to go. It's a red card as well. She tried everything to stop the attack, and now we have full control and an extra player. Only as far as Rodman. She looks to whip it into the box where Bergholz is there. One more into the box. Tanakawa takes it down, strikes. It goes wide, but that is the end of the game. We win the Champions League. We turn the worst rated women's football team into the best in this incredible save. What an outcome. Bergholz with the decisive goal. That has been an unbelievable save. And so here it comes. Zeiss Jena has been turned into the best team in women's football. What a turnaround in this career. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to this point. You guys are incredible. If you've enjoyed, please do leave a like, comment on what you want in the future, and subscribe if you're new. We're growing slowly, but I'm really enjoying this journey. But here we are. Everything done. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you for tuning into the Zeiss Jena rebuild. We're going to leave this here. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of the day, and peace out.